Hey guys, welcome to today's video 8.2.3. Today is a really fun one. I would say it's actually really fun up to the boss, and then I absolutely hated the boss. You'll see I use like 5 revives. It just really doesn't go very well. That's mainly because I probably didn't take as much time to sort of understand the boss. I didn't take the easiest boss for sure. I would say the easiest boss could be Joe Fix-It, but I took Nimrod, so he'll be the sort of who I talk about here. But yeah, there's so much to talk about. This one tends to be a really quick one because of sort of the nature of the weapon node and the disarm and things like that. So yeah, I'll let you guys just watch what happens. I'll talk about it, and then we'll get onto the boss and talk a bit more about him. So let's jump into this video a bit further and start talking about it. So the weapon node here is prowess. Well, basically, the way the weapon node works is every time you hit the opponent, you get a prowess passive, increasing your special attack damage by 25%. If you nullify a buff, you get 2 prowesses. And so really, it's just about building up your prowesses to do basically a big special attack. I did do the first cat fight against Miss Marvel. Shang-Chi is very easy. I just took Miss Marvel because I wanted to take Tiger in, and I feel like I played that fight really well, so I stuck that on the video. To disarm the weapon node, which, you know, I'll speak more about in this fight because you can see it. To disarm it, you need 4+ debuffs. This can be 3 of the same, and a stun. It can be 4 of the same. It can be 4 different ones. That is to disarm the weapon node. And then to capture it, you just have to intercept the opponent. So you'll see here, I will get 4 living debuffs on and a stun maybe. There's 4 living debuffs. The weapon node is now disarmed. I also captured it because I intercepted him on that 4th disarm. You can see I've got 2 prowesses already. Power shield is also on this. 90% of your damage is reduced. It's set from special attacks. You can see there I've done half of his health with my special attack. So really, it is quite easy to build up this. It does take some practice. This was actually my first run and not the run I got to the boss. I just put 2 and 2 together because the second recording had damage, so some of it won't make too much sense. But you can see that 140 crit on his special attack. One thing to remember with this Immortal Hulk is that he will go unblockable and start regenning on his... When he gets to 0% health, he'll obviously go immortal. So just make sure he's not his SP1 when you throw that, because otherwise it will he will hit into you, and that will do quite a lot of damage. So you just want to try let him regen up, build up to your next special attack, and then throw that, and he'll be dead. You can see that the fights don't last long at all. They just absolutely fly by because of the power shield. You know, really, I started to get it how I was able to master this. Intercept once, throw his Null's SP1, then build up to his SP2 with all those prowesses just before the weapon node fell off me, and then, yeah, do an absolute ton of damage. So it's really fun, this one. I really enjoyed it. It's one I would definitely play. I would just replay again for the enjoyment factor. You can see here, for some reason, all of the fights have just disappeared on my screen, but I'm gonna
never mind, they're back. Okay, all good. Just obviously didn't want another botched recording after we've had all those recordings recently where the sound's not been on for some reason. I don't know if they're because they're coming straight from my iPhone, but this one should be all good, hopefully. But where was I? Yeah, this is a very fun one. You can see here that it was one that I replayed a few times. I've actually replayed it since. If I was looking to make like a little guide, it is a lot of fun with Squirrel Girl. You've just got to make sure that you fully dex her special attacks. Just be aware of that one on the SP1 where she shoots her little thing, on the SP2. And then with Hulk Immortal, you've got the SP2. When he's immortal, he goes unblockable, as I previously said. But there are some champs who are really good for this. As I already mentioned, Quicksilver works because he builds up those whiplashes. Zemo would be quite nice. He's a new champ who would work because of his bleeds. You've got, of course, Null, who you see me using a lot of the time, especially now. If you just look how quickly he shreds through them. knocking them down with a heavy attack, intercepting their getting them down to 4 debuffs to get that to turn off that weapon node. Then you've got to intercept them, as you'll see I'll do in a moment. There we go. Then it's on me. Then it's just about how often you hit them. For Null, I just hit them as many times as I could until my SP2 was ready. And then I chuck my SP2, let it do a lot of damage, and then obviously go for the same sort of format again. If you have got about a bar of power or a bar and a half, you should be able to get off 2 SP2s within the weapon node's time. You just got to, with Quake, make sure she doesn't charge too many heavy attacks, don't get hit by that aftershock like I have, but you can see Null absolutely shreds through her. You've just got to get enough debuffs, even if it's a champ who puts 3 separate debuffs, like Gore would probably work really well. The 3 shock, bleed, poison, and then a stun, and then that will allow you to, that will turn it off. That one's a little bit more annoying, but then again, if you just do two sort of back-to-back medium combos, you'll get enough on him, and then he'll basically he'll shut it down completely as well, and then it's all about the special attacks. So there are quite a lot of champs who can do this path. This path is relatively easy, although it may have a Doom on there and a Quake who might look a little bit scary. Actually, you can take these fights down quite quickly. If you have not seen all the other guides on here, you can see my Null there gets absolutely cooked. Doesn't really matter with the Doom. As you can see, I showcased you the fight. I had to replay that because I lost the recording. So in the beginning of this video, that was sort of not from the same run. For some reason, I did go through this bit with Rintra. I don't really know why. And I've also not mentioned that the boss fight that you're going to see with Nimrod is terrible. It just goes really badly. The good thing is, I would say he's maybe the hardest boss, so Joe Fixit can be quite easy to take on. I've taken him on already, and so can Ronan. Ronan a little bit more annoying because he goes unblockable, but Nimrod isn't too bad if you've got a Rintra or a Tiger or somebody who constantly fate seals. It is then made a lot easier, but I would highly recommend you taking in for Nimrod, Rintra or Tigra, but probably going with one of the other bosses. I go with Nimrod because I didn't really think it through. If I'm honest with you, I didn't watch any videos before I went in. I just sort of jumped right in so I could get this guide out. So you will see revives have been used, quite a lot of them actually, on that Nimrod. But now he's done, not an issue. So this obviously has never been a reviveless run. You'll see that I've managed to play it quite well up to here, but then once we get to the Nimrod, I've not really prepared very well, and I do die a couple times, but eventually I get that Nimrod down, and I guess that's all that matters. So hopefully this guide has helped. We're going to get onto the boss in a moment, talk about what Nimrod has as a boss, and hopefully, as I said, this has helped. If you're new around here, do subscribe, follow the 8.2.4, 8.2.5 videos, and go back and watch 8.2.2 and 8.2.1 if it's a path maybe you haven't done, which will help you out. So thank you guys for watching this part. I'll see you in the boss part in just a moment. Thank you so much for watching this part. And we're on to the boss right now. So what does this Nimrod have? What actually makes him quite tricky? So weirdly enough, with these bosses in particular, for the Ronan boss, you don't actually want a Mystic champ. You want a Cosmic champ. For the Nimrod boss, you'd normally want to take in Herc. Galen. He does still work, but it does take a little bit longer to take him down. But you probably want to go with somebody who is a Mystic champ. The reason for this is the boss has steady perseverance, so this is the one where he has reduced stun, which can be really annoying. So you really got to be wary of that. You can see here my Galen I mistimed the decks. Maybe I could have taken this Nimrod out quicker if I just gone all Galen. The reason I say it's a Mystic one, a Mystic sort of specific boss, is because there's Arcane Zeal, so you gain a passive fury per bar of power, but if you nullify or neutralize the incoming buff or fate seal, whatever it is, that fury then becomes permanent. This gives you like a 35% increase, so it does quite a big increase of your damage. You've also got Divine Barrier, so Mystic attackers go goes immune to nullify, which is quite handy in this one because when they do, if you've taken a neutralized champ, this isn't too big a problem. There is that he does go, Nimrod does go immune to nullify, but if you take it a neutralized, they're obviously not the same thing, so it's a little bit of a cheeky way around it, but it should still work. He's also got wax on and wax off. When attacker nullifies a buff, you purify all the debuffs on you. So if you're nullifying buffs here, there, and everywhere, you can then stop that steady perseverance, which is him going stun immune every time he throws a special attack, which, you know, in my opinion, is really annoying. It just becomes a bit of a pain. But you've really got to watch out for Nimrod's unblockable and unstoppables. You saw there I just got clipped, which is why the Mystic champs are really, really useful for this. You've just got to be cautious when going in that you are stopping those, you're not getting hit by his SP2, and you're able to take him down quite quickly. Champs I'd recommend for this, Doom obviously works lovely. Rintra would work really well if you weren't playing badly like I am right now. Gallon still works. I'm sure Hercules still works. Other champs you would use to counter Nimrod will work. But you see here, I just make an absolute meal out of this fight, even though I would say to you guys, it's not as hard as it looks. There is really stun immunity on his special attacks. You gain power, bars of power. For every bar of power you gain a fury, which is really handy if you've got a mystic attacker. Someone like, say, Absorbing Man is someone who is really good for this fight as well, because he's got that reduced unstoppable and unblockable, and the stun immunity, any buffs. So, yeah, there's some champs I would recommend, but you can really go in with, like I said, you could go in with Gallon and take this fight down a lot better than I did. Unfortunately, I didn't actually do as good a job as maybe I should have done. But you'll see here that, you know, Gallon, because he's constantly gaining planetary mass, he is able to do quite a lot of damage here. You know, I put in some damage that takes down quite a bit of Nimrod's health. Then I just let those incinerates go, and that should burn his health down. And I do it again. So really, I should have gone in with Gallon, but that's a mistake. Has gone. Never mind. Trying to complete this quickly to get these videos out to you guys. So yeah, that's basically all I've got to say about 8.2.3. Hope this one has helped you out. If it has and you're new around here, please like, subscribe, and comment down below who you used for the Nimrod boss, or who you used for the boss that you took on. As I said, this probably maybe isn't the easiest boss to take. I just made a mistake going for him. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.